It's time to buy, sell,
How about a damn 12 and a half, 15?
and hold.
Okay, 3 questions there on a Buy, Sell, Hold Friday from John Anthony. John, give it to me, brother.
All right, sir. Buy, sell, or hold. Early voting in Kansas and Missouri.
Buy. I did it yesterday for the first time in my life. Voted early. I'm in Johnson County, Kansas, and went out there, and we actually had to run to Home Depot and get a new propane tank. Mama wanted grilled chicken, and I was like, I don't know if we got enough steam in this baby to get through a full, especially like she likes it, charred grilled chicken. So we got to go to Home Depot. I said, why don't we all just put the kids in the car, go as a family, and then we'll vote on the way home. And if it's too crowded, we'll come back another day. Okay, sounds good. Go to Home Depot, get the propane tank, head back, walk right in, took 5 minutes, walked right out, no issues whatsoever. And even the girls got to vote. They had like this little goodie bag of stuff for the kids. And I think they voted on food because I went up to them after as I'm filling out my ballot. They were talking to a poll worker and they voted on, I think, their favorite food because one of them voted for mac and cheese and the other voted for tacos. So not bad selections.
Which starts a whole nother battle at home if you're not careful.
Well, we've been enjoying the Taco Tuesday thing.
Excellent.
It's really an excuse for mom and dad to have a margarita is what it is. But it's worked out pretty well. Lord knows we've needed one of those the last couple of Tuesdays. So anyway, I'm a fan of it. Get out there, vote early. No downside. You save resources for your preferred candidate and your preferred party. They know you're voted. They cross you off the list, and they move on to the person who has not voted yet. So get out there, vote early, and if you're in Chicago, vote often. Go ahead, John.
Buy, sell, or hold. Trump can win the popular vote.
I just have to see it to believe it. So I'm going to hold it right now. I did a podcast earlier this week with Kevin Keatsman on his show, and he asked me this question. And he said, what do you think the odds are Trump wins the popular vote? I said 20, 25%. And Kevin goes, I think it's 75%. And I'm like, no, I can't see California and New York alone being in a position where the gap is close enough to make up for all the red states that have to turn out to overcome California and New York. I'd love to see it. It hasn't happened since 2004 because if Trump does win, it's as predictable as all time. The next conversation is going to be, the Electoral College sucks. This isn't a democracy. Do a popular vote. I mean, it's going to be the age-old bunch of nonsense is what it's going to be. So if Trump actually wins the popular vote, and he can do that if Republicans in places like New York and California just show up because they usually say, screw it, there's no point in me voting. There's no benefit in me voting. I'm not going to bother. So there's something to be said for that. I would have to see it to believe it. So I'm not going to buy that. I can't buy it right now. But I will say, when you average out all the polling as they exist, Trump is doing better in the national polling than he's ever done. Than he did in 16, than he did in 20. So it's all trending in a positive place for him. But I can't get myself to that point right now. I just can't do it, John. I just can't do it, man.
All right, and here we go. Red Friday, buy, sell, or hold. Mark's Chiefs parlay.
Okay, Mark, give me something good. Have you hit any parlays this year?
Not on the Chiefs.
Okay.
At least not on the ones that I'm putting on the air.
All right.
I'll do smaller side ones that I'll win, but not the big ones.
Good deal.
Need to hit a big one here. Buckle up. Here we go.
Here we go.
The Chiefs are playing the Raiders this weekend. It's Raider week. You think about to the preseason and training camp, the Raiders did the thing with the Kermit the Frog puppet. Do you remember that? They were smack-talking Patrick Mahomes, pretending like with the Kermit the Frog puppet.
Oh, yeah.
Had the little hairdo on it.
Yes.
Mahomes is going to be fired up. The last time they played the Raiders, they lost to him on Christmas Day.
That was the Christmas Day game, yes.
The Chiefs are going to be fired up for this one. So I have the Chiefs minus 9.5, covering the spread.
Okay.
I have the Chiefs race to 10, so they're getting out to score 10 points first ahead of the Raiders. I have Kareem Hunt rushing for 50 yards. Kareem Hunt rushing for a touchdown. Or he can get a receiving touchdown. Just Kareem Hunt scoring a touchdown.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes throwing for 200 yards or more. This one bit me last week. but I think he's going to have a big game. Patrick Mahomes, 200 yards or more. This one is an interesting one here. Xavier Worthy, 1 yard rushing or more. Just needs 1 yard rushing.
Now, an end around is a rushing yard?
Yeah.
Well, are you sure? Because if he throws it
If
to
he
him,
throws it
like pops
ahead,
it at
that is a receiving yard.
So if he just pops it to him, if it goes in the air, it's a receiving yard.
Yeah.
But if he hands it off
if
to him,
he hands it off to him, it's a rush.
on an end around, it's a rush.
He's had over 1 yard rushing in every game but one this year.
Okay, so those end arounds have not been passes; they've been handoffs.
Yeah, there's been a few that have been passes, but a few that have been handoffs.
Okay.
So that's why I took the 1 yard rushing or more with Worthy. Now, here's where it gets a little crazy. Are you ready for it, Pete?
I don't know. We'll see.
I need 25 yards receiving from these receivers. 25 yards from Travis Kelce. 25 yards from Noah Gray. 25 yards from Xavier Worthy. 25 yards from Justin Watson. And, yes, 25 yards from newly acquired wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go.
Mark, is there anyone left? Everyone's getting 25 yards.
I needed Hardman, but he wasn't on the list.
So what is this payout? What's the payout on this?
$10 to win $400. Here we go. I know it can happen.
Man,
He's going to spread the ball around.
You had me until the end with you had 5 guys. You got 5 guys that need 25. When's the last time the Chiefs had 5 guys with at least 25 receiving yards? Did
Richard
you do your
Nixon?
homework?
Yeah. I didn't do the homework because we didn't have any data on Hopkins, so I just kind of threw that in there as, you know what, he's the new guy. He's probably going to get a couple receptions. That was kind of my
What's the
thinking on
Raiders'
that.
secondary status like?
Oh, they suck.
Really?
They're terrible this year. They're
like-
terrible against the pass. They're terrible against the run. They just have not been good against anybody.
Gosh, Mark, I want to find a reason to buy this for you, man. But
Watson 25 is tough for me, too.
you're making it harder for me. You're making it harder than it needs to be.
I should have left off Watson and Hopkins because then the pay
No.
would have gone down.
Listen, I'm buying it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm buying it, Mark.
All right.
You're going to make some money this week, and
Let's
then you're going
go.
to buy us lunch on Monday.
All right.
Deal?
Deal.
All right. Don't let me down. Do not let me down. All right? I do not want to see anything like that letting me down. There you go. Buy, sell, hold in the books on KCMO Talk Radio.